This is my 2021 Ram 1500. Today I'm going to change the oil in it. The previous oil change I have installed a Fumoto valve in it, so at least hopefully that part is easy. But anybody that knows these trucks knows that it's the filter that gets you at the end. Currently I'm under my Ram 1500. There is my Fumoto valve I installed last time. I changed oil around 5,000 last time, so now it's got close to 12,500. I've been procrastinating since 10,000, so I guess it's still within the manufacturer's recommended 10,000 mile oil change. All I got to do is remove that clip and open the valve and it will come down. See, then the next step would be changing the filter, which is up front. So right now the engine is slightly hot. So if you have to look for a filter here, where is it? Right there. There in the dark mass, there is the filter. I might have to turn my light on here. So there. That is a filter. Ooh, it's too hot now. So look at that position. It's got these steering box here. There are some wires here. If I remove that oil filter as is, it's gonna cover all these things with oil. Makes a mess. Hence the oil change on this truck without getting any oil on yourself or the truck feels like an accomplishment. So let me give that a shot. Okay, now I go up and open the oil cap up there and open the valve down here. I'll be back in a sec. Just got the oil going. I gotta go up and open the cap. I did not open it up front, just afraid that it might splash back, so I'm going to do that now. That Fumoto valve drains perfectly until the last moment, then it starts touching that sway bar up there. I guess it's an easy cleanup, but if you have a little bit of an extension hose, which I couldn't find at the moment, so see how it's doing the mess. Even with the valve, that little mess is inevitable unless you have that extension. Okay, so what you're seeing here is aluminum foil. So now I'm going to line up all these surfaces with aluminum foil. I've seen this in a YouTube video where one person successfully did it without having to make a mess or drip oil on all these surfaces. So I'm gonna try and do the same. So something tells me it's gonna be a mess, but I just want to try because I did this in my last oil change and I almost succeeded. If not for my anxiety, I pulled the foils too soon thinking that I drained the filter with the hole, but I didn't. So this time I'm gonna keep the foils until the filter comes out. So let's give it a shot. I'll be back after I line up all these surfaces with foil. Okay, so this is how it looks with all the aluminum foil up there. I'm sure there are a few gaps here and there. I hope they're not, but I don't know. So this is not a foolproof method, but I'm gonna try it. Last time I did this, removing the filter took me almost 3 hours. That's the first oil change and the filter didn't budge at all. I poked it and prodded it with screwdrivers, turned it into Swiss cheese, still took 3 hours. So hopefully it doesn't take me that long now. So let me try removing the filter. I don't even know which way I'm turning. This is the confusing part. Okay, let me give it a shot. I'm a left-hander. That is way up there. I wonder what it needs to loosen the filter. I hope it's not a 3-hour affair again. Don't have much of energy when you're twisting your arm through the gaps like this. Alright, I will get back to you after I at least loosen this filter. There is a oil-filled filter dripping in there somewhere. Now I gotta fish it out, clean this whole mess. This is a mess. Now that's the upper control arm, also got oil on it. This is such a mess just for an oil change. And the challenging part is that now you have to remove the filter filled with the lukewarm to hot oil like a jigsaw puzzle through the gap between the steering components and whatever these components that are here. So that's where it's the oil drenched filter slipped out of my hands and it's probably resting in here somewhere. So now I gotta go fish that out after wiping all these up. Okay, more work and a simple oil change. Never simple, not on the Ram, of course. Okay, the filter came out, not without making more messes. Now I have to clean all this up. God damn it. Alright. Okay. Next step, removing the foils and start wiping these things. Alright, let me try that. Alright folks, it is almost 2 hours since I started this process of a silly little oil change. Now I cleaned up all the oil drips and things. I'm sure I missed a few things here and there. As you can see, there is one right here. I'll give it a quick wipe again. Somehow there is some other source in there that is feeding the drip. I got to catch that. And yep, all that effort still end up making a mess. But I did put the new filter in with a little oil in there, and I dabbed the gasket with some new oil. Now I'm just gonna go up and fill the rest of the oil from up top. I close the valve and I put the lock on the valve handle. So now next thing is to go back up and put some oil in there. After that I'm gonna have to go in there in the Uconnect system and reset the service interval. Alright folks, it took almost 2 hours for me to get the oil change done, including the spills, leaks, drips, and I got to do an extensive cleanup in the filter area also. So lessons learned. Maybe next time I'll try to use some products out there that can help prevent that spill. Maybe like there is a filter udder or something like that, and someone recommended you can always use a gallon Ziploc bag around the filter. And my problem is I usually change the oil a little too hot, and I'm always afraid that it might melt the bag or worse. So but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway next time. But Another thing, the previous time I stabbed the hell out of filter and drained most of the oil out of it, so that's another way I can maybe prevent a spill, removing the filter. So now that the filter is done, oil is done, so now we have to reset the oil change alarm in the truck. So that's what I'm doing now. So for that, we got to enter into the menu here using these buttons. We go into vehicle info, right there. Now press the side buttons to go to oil change, trans temp, oil temp, oil pressure. Hold OK to reset oil life. So hold OK to reset oil life. Now I'm going to reset the oil life. Engine must be off. Engine must be off with ignition in run. Okay, let's try that. So engine off. Okay, so then ignition on. Okay, hold OK to reset oil life. Okay, I am able to reset the oil life to 100%. So the trick is to the engine must be off, and the system says the ignition must be in the run position. So take your foot off the brake and press the ignition button until it cycles to the run position, and then hold the OK button right there for just 2 seconds, and the oil life got reset. So again, to get to that oil life button, toggle these buttons until you get to the vehicle info screen in the center screen. Then you toggle sides to reach to the oil life, and make sure the engine is off and the ignition is in run position. You can get there by cycling the start button without putting your foot on the brake, otherwise the truck will start again. So once it's in the run position, then hold this OK button for 2 to 3 seconds and the oil life reset. That finishes the oil change. I guess there are a few lessons that are learned. I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching.